What Twitter has today. Okay. Bruins fans making fun of Kasha's head injury. Washington fan already talking shit about the series. It's a Bruins fan already talking shit about the series. The one guy who's still saying suspend Wilson. The one guy who's still saying suspend Marchand. And Pat Foley saying on air that if he had to travel with the Chicago Blackhawks this season, he would have put a bullet in his head.
Damn, it's 7 a.m.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team, that is a dub! Yeah. That's a pretty good dub. Honestly, all things considered, I'm still kind of disappointed by it because I'm a spoiled bitch. But it was a good dub. It was a well-deserved dub, that's for damn sure. There is so much to talk about that is not this game. There's a storyline that comes out of this game, of course. There are a couple red flags that are continuing, but we'll get there. And then, of course, there's the looming matchup now with the Washington Capitals. The hockey god's humor does it again. You're sitting there, you go, all right, Washington versus Boston. Chara versus Bergie. Marshy versus Wilson. McAvoy versus Hathaway. I don't know. I just want you to know right now, I love you. And whatever happens, I'm still gonna love you. The sea. I gotta get it together. It's 8:30 in the morning. Back-to-backs! Alright, we're a little scrambled, but it's fine. I'm gonna go over one thing to be super clear about, and this will be a zero-tolerance thing. I know this is probably the first time on the channel I've said that, but... So Kasha goes down. It looks like he did take a headshot. During the hit, you didn't think it was that bad. Not only did he go through the hit, finish a shift, he also played 2 more shifts. But come third period, it was a upper body injury that he would not return with. Zero tolerance on any jokes about this guy's injury. Because if you think about the human element here, and I am deeply concerned about this person that I do not know personally at all. I barely know anything about Kasha. But what I do know about, and I'm no professional athlete, but what I do know about is sitting on the bench because you're injured or up in the box or whatever. I know that feeling of sitting on the crowd because you're injured and you can't play with your team. And you would give anything to be out there, especially when they're winning, especially when they're playing well. That competitive drive, that need to go do the thing that you feel like you're meant to do. And this kid is 25 and he worked his ass off this year to get back. And he's just trying to do what he wants to do with his life. And he can't catch a break. His season, I don't want to speculate, but his season, if this was a head-related injury, over. You cannot put him in a series against the Capitals with head problems. Look, if you want to take the offseason and make a decision and all that, great. I'll support you to the day I die. But you can't put this kid back in there. Not against the Capitals. And at that point, you're going into second round after that. If we make it that far, please make it that far. You can't throw this kid to the wolves. It gets too physical. And if he can't get his head straight, then I don't want to witness something on the ice or hear about something down the road that had affected his life long term, which he probably already is going to have some long-term issues to deal with. Zero jokes about this. It's just a kid trying to play the game, and he's 25. Head injuries over and over again. Like, that's awful. That hurts. That one hurts. So best wishes there. It's a bummer, but like I said before, there was no way this was going to impact the team negatively over a large stretch of time. If he looked great, which he did look great, he looked really good. He had a couple shots on goal, a blocked shot. He had some nice back-checking moments. He actually looked pretty good. But we don't have that asset for a run. That's the way we can look at it. We are disappointed, we move on. We don't blame Kasha. And we're not making jokes about whatever fragile whatever. The guy's just trying to do stuff, man, on a professional level. I can't imagine how torn up he must be. But hey, maybe we get some good news. I don't even know if he flew to Washington. They haven't really released anything. And remember, first thing in the morning, I woke up, came over here, and just started shouting at you. Let's get into it, shall we? Rask, he gets to start. Swayman's going to start tomorrow. Obviously, you rest your number one before the playoffs. We have a starting date for the playoffs. It is going to be the 15th of May at 7:15 p.m. on NBCSN. I cannot believe in a week we're going to be facing off with Bonesaw as merry men. Oh, man, this is going to be a rough one. Focusing on the game. Puck drops, and boy, the first 6 minutes of this game, I was struggling. I hate to keep harping on this, but sometimes the games against the Islanders are really soggy and boring in moments. I mean, the neutral defense is great and everything, but sometimes it's just dry. And the beginning of this one was, until that second line about 7 minutes in started cooking. God, they're so fun once they get started. And Hall draws a power play 7 minutes in. Unfortunately, we don't do anything with it. And Varlamov, for the rest of the period, looks like he's just going to shut the door. We have chances out the ass. Am I not allowed to swear on the channel anymore? What did I just choke on? We had a lot of chances. You get the point. Here's the thing. 2 minutes left in the period. And Hall draws another call. Great work by him. Nice footwork by this guy in this game. I think he's kind of good. Anyway, during this power play, we're not doing a ton with it, but we are in their zone, which is nice. Marchand draws a slashing penalty. Komarov slashes him. We're going to 5-on-3 for like 45 seconds. That's going to be great to end the period. Here's what's extra about this. Komarov, frustrated by the call, skates slowly over to Pasternak, who is just standing there, and just butt-ends him right in the chest with his stick. Just poof, drops Pasta, and everyone's like, what the hell is that? Obviously, the ref standing right there goes, you can't do that. Literally, it looked like the ref looked around for a second, like, did he just... God, are we really doing this right now? So Komarov's going to go for a double minor. This is going to get really weird. But to end this period with the 5-on-3, 7 seconds into the 5-on-3, we win the faceoff, cycle it down. It's kind of an interesting setup where you have Krejci, Bergy, Hall, but they're spread out on Varlamov's line. Zero angle for Krejci or Hall. Krejci gets the puck down here, tries to whip it through the center, goes past Bergy all the way to Hall, still on that zero angle, who buries it. Oh... This was a nice shot. His second goal of the game, spoilers, is better, but this was a nice shot. 1-0 on the 5-on-3. Here's where it gets weird. We have still 3 minutes and 53 seconds left of Komarov's penalties. All that time left. Period's ending in about 40 seconds, but we're going to carry it into the second. It's going to be great. Islanders get a fast break. McAvoy hooks him. He had to prevent the scoring chance. You don't want to allow a shorty at the end. Yeah, it sucks. So we're going to 4-on-4. Period will end that way. Second period will start that way. Problem. Hall cross-checks Leddy. Good call here. Those full numbers. That was a bad hit. Hall cross-checks Leddy. They go to 4-on-3 now, which is a ton of space on the ice. And this is just a typical, you have so much space in the slot. Barzal with a perfect pass to Wahlstrom. Wahlstrom has looked really good for the Islanders this year. Good job by you guys. He smashes this one blocker side. This is a good, clean, hard shot that, you know, sometimes your goalie might get if he gets across fast enough, but Rask wasn't able to get there. It's 1-1. Back to 4v4. We'll kill off the rest of the 4v4 and go on a power play for a minute and a half because of, this is why I said it gets confusing, because of Komarov's butt end to the chest. 6 minutes in, and it looks like the Islanders are about to get a really clean exit. In Pasta, this isn't frequent with him. He's hard on the puck, I get it, but this is a Marchand play. But no, Pasta looks like no way he's getting that puck, but he reaches in, nice quick stick lift, and completely smokes Eberle. Takes the puck right from him. Really impressed by what Pasta was bringing this game. He wanted this one. And then, once the turnover happens, we still got people in the zone. Pasta whips it to Krejci. Krejci's on the right side, throws it into the slot where Marchand is just in the shits, man. He's just fighting down there. And he's able to bury the puck. We got a 2-1 lead off of a brilliant stick lift. Nice play to prevent the flinging it out of our zone. I love it. I love those types of plays. Those are the goals that you can score every single game with the second effort. And then 3 minutes later, God, it's a great shot, but there's just too much space. And McAvoy sees Barzal. Barzal is circling around behind the net. He moves up to the right side. McAvoy checks him with his head, but still leaves him a little far. Barzal gets the pass, has his back to Rask, but it is the smoothest, just spin and fling, baby. Spin and fling! Beats Rask high glove. That's a great shot. It's a really great shot. Again, Rask didn't have a bad game, but there weren't a ton of big saves he had to make, and that was probably the biggest. When you're playing a team and they're not getting a lot of chances on you, we dominated possession in this game. It's important that your goalie makes the big one, right? That's how the Islanders have won so much with Trotz, is they capitalize on their moments. Maybe they don't get a lot of shots, but their shooting percentage is pretty fucking high. Unfortunately, Rask didn't make the big ones, and this game stayed really tight, and Varlamov made a lot of big ones. So we're going into the third tied, and the thought in your mind is just, can we just finish this, please? This is just... We're so much better than this team right now. And when I mean dominant, I mean in 2 periods of play, we don't have a single player on the negative side of expected goals created versus expected goals allowed. That means we don't have a single player that has given up more chances than they have created. They're at least even. The line, Islanders, Bruins. Everyone's up here. They're all down there. How are we not winning this game? Third starts, we get the news about Kasha. We're all devastated. And honestly, the life of the game gets sucked out of me right there. I'm really just bummed about it. And I don't care at all about this fucking Islanders team. I'm so ready for the playoffs, guys. It hurts. It hurts. What's more interesting is Varlamov doesn't play the third. Sorokin does. And I don't know if this was by design or by injury or whatever, but if something happened to Varlamov, that Islanders team is officially dead in the water. There's not... I'm not even being negative, guys. Like, I don't know what they're going to do without a goalie that has been so good and so competitive. And Sorokin's no slouch, but against that Pens team, this is going to get bad if Varlamov's out. This period is another dominating one by the Bruins. The first 10 minutes, we outshoot them 9-0, but there's no score change. We actually end up with a fun situation with about $1:14 left on the clock. They pull their goalie in a tie game. You don't see that too often. It's kind of fun. Obviously, if we went to overtime, we automatically clinched the third seed. So they kind of were like, all right, we'll take the loss if you get the empty netter, but either way, it's the same result for us. We don't score in the empty net. We go to overtime. We clinch third seed. We're ready now. Overtime was fun, though, for 2 reasons. One, DeBrusk had a literal open net, and he skied it, and he was so mad, and I'm sitting there going, buddy, what? This thing was 3 feet over the net, and he was 4 feet in front of it! But the fun part of overtime, the real fun part, was number 71 getting his 10th goal of the season. Flying down the left side. And you got to notice that he was the one who set this up originally. He was in the neutral zone, realized he didn't have enough speed, takes it back a little bit, dishes it off to Krejci, circles around and gets a full head of speed so Krejci can feed it back to him in the neutral zone and flies down the left side. And then he just skates right by Cizikas, something you don't see happen to Cizikas too often. And then little nutmeg through the legs on Leddy, backhand, flick it back, far side, blocker side, as you're coming across the slot. Oh, baby! It was so smooth that it was almost not a ooh goal. It was kind of like a, oh yeah, he made that look way too easy. 3-2 overtime final. We get the extra point, not that we needed it, and the date of destiny is set up with the Caps. Woo! Game notes. Less about the game. I'm kind of terrified of tonight's game. I don't want to see Bergeron play. I don't want to see Marchand play. I kind of want to see Pasta play because he still is not where he needs to be in my mind. I'd rather not see McAvoy in this game. I'd rather not see Grizz. Like, I don't roll out full taxi squad. Don't give a shit. Swayman's going to get the start, of course. There is no reason to let Washington throw their weight around before the series starts. Washington's banged up right now, too. This game's not going to teach us anything. Both sides should roll out as few actual members of their playoff teams as possible. And I think they will. I'm expecting some weird lineups. The 2 little red flags here. Rask, not looking the sharpest. Again, wasn't bad. Not looking the sharpest. And our 5-on-5 scoring was... just couldn't finish in this game. And I know we harped on that earlier, and I know it's changed around. It certainly has. Really don't want us to hit that slump right now again. That's... oh, God, please, no. You are going to get at least 2 more episodes before the playoffs start. Obviously, there's the game that we have tonight. So we'll do the game review as usual. And then there should be a little bit of time because we don't actually start till Saturday. I am going to just do a kind of a basic review of what I think about the Capitals series. And if I have time, I might go through a couple other series, whether it be in the East or just around the league. I'm going to see what I have time for. But I do want to do a breakdown and kind of a conversation about what we're going into here. Because this team has a chance for a real cup run. We will have one of the harder routes to a cup. But I do want to leave you with this, and I'm going to literally read it because my memory's not that good. Taylor Hall was asked a bunch of questions last night about a bunch of things. And I'm not going to get into all of it. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that he said, some of the dark days in Buffalo, how much he loves Boston. But I want you to hear this. When he was asked about confidence, quote, I mean, confidence is such a special thing in sports. And when you have it, you don't really even know you have it. But when you don't have confidence, it's certainly apparent, and I can't really say what the turning point was or anything. But when I watch a guy like Brad Marchand play and the things that he does out there, I think that was a really good thing for me to watch him play, to see how hard he is on pucks, to see how many times he gives a second effort to get a puck back or make a play on D or on offense. And he's been a guy that I think our whole roster feeds off of. Oh, yeah. Oh, that feels good. You love to see that. Hall has woken up from whatever slumber he's been in, being part of shit teams left and right. And he likes Boston. Look, the only way we keep Hall, right, because he's almost at a point per game with us, his next contract, there will be teams ready to pay him big money, saying, like, see, it was Buffalo and New Jersey and Edmonton and Arizona. Like, those were the problem. And you list those 4 teams and you kind of go, yeah, well, I guess you have an argument. Other teams will be trying to land him as a big fish. I guarantee it. The only way we keep him is with a team-friendly deal. Every interview suggests that maybe he'll actually go along with that. I think he's happy. The ironic thing here and the funny thing in here is that we are heading towards the end of our window. It's not a secret. We all know it. We are getting to the end of our window. We have a couple more years. Hopefully we can retool on the fly and stay competitive and keep going on runs. But we've looked at our pipeline for prospects. We know where we are. So we could sign Hall to a 6-year deal, and 3 years into it, you're sitting there going like, this sucks. The team sucks now again, and Hall's on it. And Hall sucks now again because the team sucks around him. Oh, man. But we'll do the hindsight thing when we get there. Guys, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Tonight's game against the Caps is going to be freaking weird, but we'll see how it goes. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Last game review of the regular season. And then we're going to talk about some playoffs. Go Bees!